Will we have a USCIS interview? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. In this video, we're going to talk about interviews and the uptick, the surge in USCIS interviews. So some strange things have been happening at USCIS over, say, the last 2 months. It seems that a lot of cases are getting scheduled for interviews much earlier, but also we're seeing an uptick in the number of cases that are actually receiving interviews. In other words, we filed a bunch of cases back in December, January, and now we're in June of 2025, and we are seeing almost every single case get an interview. The I-130s, the 751s, and of course the N-400s. Every N-400 naturalization case has to have an interview. But in 2025, we are seeing an uptick in interviews, and according to what we've heard from various immigration officers, they are requiring every USCIS case, I-130 or I-751, to have an interview. So we will see if this continues. Now, you should anticipate then that you and your spouse are going to be interviewed, and here's how you get ready. The best way to get ready for an interview on your case is to review the applications themselves and to read the questions out loud to each other as often as you can. So remember, when you're at the interview, you're not going to be able to read along. It's not like when you're watching Netflix and you can turn on the closed captions. You're just going to have an officer asking you questions, and based on our experience lately, the officers are having to ask almost every single question on the application. So on the I-130 application, they're asking all those questions to the U.S. citizen spouse, and then on the 485, they're asking all of those questions to the foreign national. Now, sometimes they mix it up, but you both should be able and ready to answer all those questions. So if I knew that I was filing a new spouse case or a 751 to remove conditions on my lawful permanent resident case, I would sit with my spouse once or twice a week, and I would read all of the questions from the I-130 application and all of the questions from the I-45 application, because there's something fundamentally different in reading it on paper versus hearing the questions out loud. So you might read the laundry list of, have you ever been a terrorist, drug dealer, hijacker, all those things. And those questions are sort of intimidating, especially when there's an officer there writing down all of your answers and sort of staring at you while you answer the questions. Now, if you've practiced, you'll notice that on the 485 at least, there's lots of no questions. So there's a ton of value in listening to the questions over and over and being able to say, how many children do you have? What's your spouse's mother's name? You know, all of these things that could come up at your interview. You're going to be so much further ahead than everybody else who just shows up and wings it. And that's what we don't want you to do. We don't want you to just show up and wing it. So you can expect that if you're applying for a marriage-based green card in the United States in 2025, that you will have an interview. So what are you going to do about it? How prepared are you going to be? Are you going to go in there and just hope for the best? Or are you going to do everything humanly possible to get your case approved? And the way you do that is you review your documents, you review your forms, you ask each other the questions, you practice. I'm not talking about memorizing answers to what color is the carpet in the bathroom. I'm talking about the questions that are actually on the form. That's how you get ready. And if you can answer those questions confidently, it's going to decrease the chances of your Stokes interview, and it's going to increase the chances of your case being approved. Same thing with a 751. If they're requiring an interview on every 751, which will probably, in all honesty, be as part of your citizenship case, you can expect they're going to want to see updated marital evidence. You're going to expect that you know a whole lot more about your spouse than you did 2 years ago when you got your conditional green card. So you've got to be ready. You've got to anticipate the worst. You've got to prepare. If you want our help preparing or filing a case for you, give us a call at 314-961-8200. You can email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If you're just looking for free advice, that's totally okay. You can join us in our Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Home. We'd love to have you join us there. There's 15,000 immigrants going through the process, talking about it every day. We have our TikTok channel at Immigration Hacking. We're almost up to 200,000 followers. We have our YouTube channel where I post videos like this one 3 or 4 times a week. And we also post our YouTube shorts there. And it's also where we host our Immigration Answers show. That's a show that we do 3 or 4 times a week. It's just me answering immigration law related questions. And we'd love to have you join us there. So thanks for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.